Hi folks, and welcome to another video. And this is what in this one I'm going to be repairing my Bosch TR82C. Apparently what's happening with it is it's motor bolting, and if we just find the battery. My PP9 battery pack I made up is on charge, so what we'll do is just connect this one up for a minute. This little PP3, just hold the terminals on. I'll show you. There you go. And that's the problem it is having. So basically, I've got to get it apart. I've got to get this tuning knob off. There are various ways of doing this, from what I'm told, but I find the easiest way is to cock it over to one side, get a tool under it and lift it off. You get people who say put a piece of wire and stuff like that, or a bootlace and pull round on it. You can do that. You know, I'm not knocking them people for doing that, but I mean, by the time you've dug out, you know, you get the picture, eh folks? Let's put the tuning dial up there out of the way. That ain't going to be needed from now until it goes back together. And it's not the best chassis in the world, this either, because it might give me a chance to look at it actually, because some of the lugs are broke, so it might give me a chance to sort of like try and do something with that. But I'm a bit disappointed actually, because this radio's been very reliable, because it is one of my favourites. I do like to use it quite a bit, and I popped a new battery in it the other day. Last time I used it, I turned it off, it was working. Anyway, popped a new battery in it the other day. Well, popped that rechargeable in it, and that was what I was greeted with. So it's obviously got a bad problem somewhere, but we shall get to the bottom of it, because that chassis lug there is broke off, so there's no point in taking the screw out. And never ever do what I nearly did there. Never ever lift a radio by the plates. I just lifted that by the plates nearly. Now we've got a couple of broken lugs. In fact, they're nearly all broken. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to repair this. That one's broke. Wonder if I'm going to be able to see it's just broke off, you see. I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to ever repair it. Let's get the super glue. I mean, people stick them on with super glue, and the saving grace is that one of the chassis pieces on there is still okay. So I just run the glue, there we go, just run the glue down there, just run the glue down, let the glue run down there, spread it down there with that. There we go. Now I'll push that into place and hold it. I may as well repair the cabinet first if I can. So the first bit of this could be like on repairing the cabinet and sorting that out. It's a shame really. I mean, I've had this for a long time, this radio, and in all fairness I'm really fond of it. It's a nice radio, it produces a nice sound for what it is. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to try and make it out as something that is not. But it is what it is, and at the end of the day, you know, The reason why the chassis get broke is because they get dropped and stuff like that, and you know, I'm wondering, you know, have I got another one of these cabinets somewhere with good chassis? I don't think I have. It's been repaired there. Well, I repaired that. That was done with Araldite, and it's held. That was done with that's Araldite, that, and it's held. So really, I should get some Araldite. Doing with Araldite. You know, this super glue doesn't dry as good as what you like it to. But at the end of the day, there's you know, well, I mean, the manufacturers of these things would be amazed if they knew there was still some, you know, I don't mean the manufacturers of people who make them now, the original manufacturers, you know, they would have been amazed, wouldn't they, to find that these are still about and people, you know, and old guys like me are still repairing them, you know, still keeping them going. Yeah, so basically I've got to glue that to there, and it's a pain in the ass because it's going to keep coming away. So I don't do it any quicker with my heat gun. Hang on a minute, I'm not doing that, I'll burn my friggin' hand if I do that. There we go. Ouch! Yeah, that's got it. That's got it. Let that cool down now. Yeah, I got it. Let it cool down. Now where's the other one? And there's one still on the radio. Well, let's put that on there like that. Now get this into the cabinet there. I might be able to melt some new plastic into that actually. I watched a guy the other week. I watched a fella the other week, and I watch a lot of his videos because I think he's good. I watch a lot of his videos, and basically what he does, he'll basically, hang on a minute, hang on, I was going to say could have turned the whole lot over, I can't. No, I can't, which is a shame. But I can repair that. So that's clipped in already. I can repair that. What I can do, I can actually add a bit of plastic to that. I can actually add a bit of plastic to that, to there, and yeah. Yeah. We can rebuild that. Yeah. Because all I do is heat that up there, look, with the heater. There we go, heat that up with the heat gun, and then just get the screwdriver and spread it that way. Spread it that way, and then I might have to use a bit more, I might have to heat a bit more plastic up and add a bit to that, but that's definitely repairable. And we've actually got a piece of plastic here that broke off. And that one there, although still a bit warm, and that one's actually repaired. Although it will get a bit more. I've got a piece of plastic there now. I just drop that to there. Drop that in there, folks. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but you get the idea. Now just heat the little plastic piece up I've just dropped in. There we go. And then all we do is pull it across so it catches. And that is, I would say, still a bit hot, but it's gone hard. And that is that one repaired there, folks. Look, there we go. And that's how I'm going to do them. And I've not distorted the case in any way. Now let's get this one off the side here, because we may as well repair this one while we're at it, and then we can work on the chassis. So let's move all this stuff away, because I don't want to put anything through the frigging speaker. There we go. Don't want to damage the speaker. Right, so now this one, yeah, this one was, oh, it goes that way, doesn't it? Goes in that way, like so. Now what we do is get the heat gun. There's enough plastic there to heat gun. See if that's got it. And all we do is just spread the plastic across. Just so that it covers the gap, like so. That's all you want, just so it covers the gap and it leaves there we go. And that's all for, and that one was okay to begin with, and I'm not going to mess with that because that's working, that's okay. That one's never failed. And that one there has just been, I will actually just touch this one here up. I'll just touch this one here up because I might as well just do the other side of this one. There we go, you just heat them up so they start to melt, and then you just bring it across. I mean, you can't see me do this, but that's got enough on there now. Yeah. Right, well that's all three, because I've not touched this one here, so that's really all three of the chassis mountings repaired. They're still a bit warm, but that doesn't matter because the chassis won't be going back in yet. So, and that one there is still red hot, but the chassis won't be going back in yet, so it doesn't really matter. But I think that's going to hold. A lot better than what it did. Anyway, so what I'll do now, I'll put the cabinet out of the way because I'll put the cabinet on top of that speaker there for now. Now the problem we're faced with, put the screws out of it, there. Now the problem we're faced with is, I think horrible electrolytics. So what I'm going to do, oh, we've got that big meaty one there, look at that one. How does the speaker come out? I'll tell you what I'll do. Let's get me test instruments. Don't need a test meter for this. The capacitor tester will do. I've got two capacitor testers in here. Well, I've got one that does resistors and capacitors and other such devices, but I'm using the ESR tester. I'm going to test this. Try and get onto that big capacitor there, if I can, and then get onto that end of it there. It might not do it because there's a resistor there. in circuit leaky. ESR 0.42 ohms. Right, so it's 0.42 ohms. ESR. Now where does that wire go to? It goes to the speaker. Yeah. Goes to the speaker. So it also goes to the aerial as well. The resistor does. Alright, let's just. Where's my clippers? That's some doing that. But right, I've disconnected that capacitor now, so it's not in circuit. So let's see. I could do longer leads on this, but I was told by the manufacturers if I do that, it will throw the capacitance testing ability out. So I've not done it. I could do with it though. It'd have to be sent in to be recalibrated and stuff. They'd have to do the job of fuck me. Not fucking me, but adding the extra leads. There we go, let's test that. .649.7 microfarad. Right. Well, that's supposed to be the 500 microfarad one. Right. Let's just connect the battery up without that on it. I don't think it'll, probably won't get any sound actually.
That's, by the way, that's the voice of Luke Dowling, who was Watford's sporting director until a couple of weeks ago. You've also heard from Charlie Adam. The bigger picture here, are you not surprised by how many things appear to be up in the air?
Yeah,
and determined?
I think it's always it always surprises me why everybody leaves it right to the last knock-in. Everybody leaves it literally up to the last moment. Even last year, I remember De Gea with the Real Madrid scenario. You know, they're talking about couldn't get faxes sent and all this sort of stuff. You know, to get it done, and which you know is hard to believe in you know in the day and age we are now. But it's kind of slightly bizarre that Arsenal find themselves in this situation. I think they're probably the one club I look at the moment that they're in a mess. I genuinely think they're a bit all over the place.
What I need is a capacitor.
I think attitude-wise,
let's try one of these 10 microfarads. I mean, it's way out of value,
a bit
but
of spirit. I think the whole situation with Arsenal's personal contract,
because we're getting low volume with that out,
big effect
but no motorboat
on a
in.
lot of their players, and now it's left them. They've gone over the crossroads and they're now hit a dead end. They've literally come into a dead end with Oxlade-Chamberlain. They've just let him go. Sanchez, Ozil. It's a very, very awkward scenario for them. I would let him go.
Let's turn the volume down. There you go.
Now, and of course, you don't want to sanction a deal without getting boys coming through the door the other way. You can't leave yourself bare. But if there was any way, shape or form that they could do a Mahrez, do somebody else, do whatever, and let Sanchez go, I think it would be wise to do it, because I don't feel his body language. I was touchline in the Liverpool game, and I tell you what, his body language in that game was really, really poor. It looked like a player that had enough, seriously had enough, and his mind in the office / wherever you may work. I also want to hear from you if you've got an anonymous naughty thing you want to admit. Anonymous on the text says, "Hey Pete, I've just had a long day in the office, working incredibly hard all day, writing an application for a new job." Anonymous says, "I've been working long days recently, I can't wait to fly."
Right, so that's that. And if I connect that one back up, very distorted.
On the way, we got classic Guns N' Roses, but right now, a bit of specials.
Connect that. And we're motorbolting. Connect that. We've got a hiss. Well, that was an easy found fault, wasn't it, folks? How about that one? Yeah. So now we know where the fault is. It's that capacitor. You know, I love it when things go like. I love it when it goes like when it gets that easy. You know. Turns out it's going to be a one-part video after all, doesn't it? Doing the case and the chassis. So all I've got to do really, I've got to work out how the speaker comes out, which is I think it's it's a clamp on the back. Take the speaker out and I'll just swap that capacitor, put one of them in. But that's the I'm going to check on the circuit. Well, I can check when I take it out. In fact, let me just have a look in my capacitor box. What do you want? Yeah. What? No, where are you going?
Home.
Oh, right.
That's what I was asking you. Is that you want?
No, I wanted a loaf of bread, but you're not going to Moles, so it doesn't matter.
No, I'm not. Sorry, mate. Can't help you that way.
Oh, it's alright, Gary, don't worry about it, mate.
Yeah, just take the case of calendar and mug it off. That's a good chap.
Yeah, you'll kiss me ass.
Right, I won't kiss your ass. I'll do it without the calendar.
Right. Oh, by the way, your voice is going to appear on video.
Why?
Because I'm shooting a video. I'm doing a video of me repairing my TR82C because it's broke.
Fine. I'll leave you wait. Catch you later.
See you later, Gary.
No problem. Phone's always answered.
I know. See you later, buddy. Ten mic, no good. I'm sure I've got one somewhere. Do you know, I don't know what the value at all. 330 microfarad, that's closer to it. Let's try that. Shut up, Scraps, before I eat you. That's closer to it because that's 10 microfarad, and I'm sure that resistance under. I'm sure that's a 5. I'm sure that's a 500. What am I doing with the tester? I don't want to tell on the battery. So let's turn it back on. I want it on minimum. I want it on low. I want it on volume low. So we'll see. See how it sits. Shut up! Just exercising some discipline to me dog. Oops. Let's put that on there. Put that there. Get it on. Now if I connect this to here, see if we motorboat. We do. We do, so that's not the fault. But it's told me one thing. That's not the fault, but if I connect that back up, right, now I suspect let's get that 10 microfarad back. Nope, not that one. So it's not that one. I'll come back to that one because it's a bit easier to get to, but there's one on this side. Which goes comes to this pin here of the output, and the fault is in the output, I'm certain of it, but I thought I had it sus with that one, but obviously not. I thought it'd be too easy. So sounds like tone, that one. But it's getting replaced anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. Try this one. Right, let's try the other one. Right, let's try the one on the back. That's nice and easy to get to. And that goes to failing that, I'll get my tea and then come back to it. I mean, right, let's find the station. Right, let's get me rechargeable battery. Should have enough in that now. But because trying to hold that on with my fingers, it was starting to hurt. So let's connect the rechargeable. Nothing. But it's very distorted. Right. Yeah, it's that. Let's just have a go at that. Snip the positive side, it's easy to get to. There we go. Now connect this one in.
You got me, baby, I got you.
Yeah, when you turn it on now. Oh, I didn't like that. But that could have been me holding that.
In this breeze, I got you.
Yeah. There's your problem. So let's turn on the soldering iron. This soldering iron's a bit dicky as well, you know. Right. So what I want to do is cut that. Just cut that off there. There we go. Pull that off there. Oh, because the wires won't be long enough to go across. Right, so soldering iron. I've got a solder oil and capacitors back up as well, but it's a process of elimination. It's the way I chose. It's just the way I chose to do it. It's the way I chose to do it because the way I wanted to do it for quickness. Because I want my tea, I'm hungry. But I also wanted to have a go at my beloved TR82 as well. I like this radio. I think it's a fab radio, a brilliant radio. So just solder that onto there. Just stick that onto there for a second. I'll do a proper job of it. Make sure we're not touching anywhere where we don't need to be touching. We're okay now. We should be okay now. That switch is, that's on-off switch is a bit dodgy. Well, we're still doing it. That's it. Right. There we go. Right, so we'll change that as well. Right, so we'll replace that as well. May as well do them all. Now let's see how much current is being drawn, because earlier when I had that other capacitor in, it was drawing about 3 milliamps when I expected it to draw less than that. It was drawing 3 milliamps, and so let's take connect that to that. Well, we've got that doing that. Yeah.
Non-stop eating beans, on toast and cider. Well,
How many volts is in the battery? Let's see. Should be 9 in the battery, but under load it's obviously going to load it down. Let's see what we've got in the battery. 9 volts. It's a full battery. 9 point odd volts. So there's a lot in the battery.
Just there, an accident at work. Got hurt. A rear end shot when you were in the front. What happened to you was not your fault. Someone else is to blame. Check them out. For you, I was there for you. The lawyer said you want to get more back for you. If you've been injured in an accident, call 0161-814-2054.
Dorian in Swansea, Paula in Exeter, Shelley in Joseph in
Right, well that's, I can leave that for now, folks. Pop the battery back on charge, just keep it topped up, because I know it's not fully. I know it's not at its optimum. It could be a bit more in it because the charge light hadn't gone off, so it's still charging. Pop that back on there, and there we go. And while that charges and finishes off, I'll have my tea, and we'll make this a 2-part vid, I think, folks, and we'll come back to it. But we're making an improvement. Changing that made a difference, and I'm going to replace them all. Alright, here we are. We're back on the we're back on the TR82C, and right, let's get some of these. Let's get some of these ropey capacitors out. Get the soldering iron on. Right, we've got a nice fresh battery here, so we'll get that on. Let's turn it off first. It is off. Put a fresh battery on. We've got a freshly charged battery here. That's why it pops off, because the battery clip needs sorting. There we go. Just turn this on to make sure it's right. That switch is dodgy. So I need a piece of heat shrink for there. What I'll do, I'm going to put some more capacitors in, so what I'll do, I'll turn it off, put some more capacitors in. So that one's what? Let's see what value that one is, because I've had a sleep, you see, folks. That's 100 microfarad, so let's replace it with 100. That's 47. Where's the 100? I think these are them. I need to sort my capacitor box out. Yeah, 100 microfarad. So get that one replaced. Let's turn the soldering iron on, which I was supposed to do a minute ago and haven't done. And it's dodgy, this soldering iron. It's the plug on the soldering iron's got a problem. I mean, if I unplug it, plug it back in, it comes on. Weird, and then it'll go off after a bit. Need to get it sorted. Oh. And you can't get the plug off it either. It's one of them moulded things. So right, where's me heat shrink? Let's get me heat shrink. We'll put some, maybe fit some on it if it'll fit. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But we'll try. We can but try, as they say. Now, I'm using my cardboard PP9 that I've turned into a rechargeable. I'm using that for the time being, just for doing this. Right, so see, that's only a 10 mic, that capacitor, at 400 volts. So, turn it on now. So, did you hear that then? So that's obviously not liking it, so let's put the correct value in. I might not be able to put heat shrink on it. We'll see. We'll see. Let's smooth it off there. In fact, what I'll do, make it easier. See, I can't take that straight across. I don't think it'll reach. If it reached the leg, I could, but you just can't take it straight across. Let's cut that bit off the top there. There we go. Now let's get the heat shrink on. I just don't want it shorting out anywhere. Let's cut. See how much of it we need. And it goes to there. You know, that's going to be a pain. No, I'm not going to bother the heat shrink. I'll tell you why. Because it won't make a blind bit of difference because of the amount of it. Because it will shrink before I can even get a wire on it. So I'm not even going to bother with it. So I'm just going to solder the capacitor to the wire. And then I'll be alright anyway. Just close that gap. It'll be alright, that's how it was anyway, so. Ooh, look at that, that just reaches. See how it sounds when I put this one in. I just think it's for all I know, could even be a dodgy transistor. I don't think it is though. Right, we're alright there, we're not going to touch nothing there. No, we're okay. Yeah, we're okay. That's fine, let's turn it on. Well, it never made a horrible noise. That switch is dodgy. That horrible whining noise that you just heard, that's my camcorder charger. See if I would do it again. Turn the charger off. See what I mean? Now let's put them do the next one. We've got one under the speaker. I'll save that one for last. Do the ones I can get to. Let me just, for shits and giggles, let me just test this one. I know it's faulty because, you know, the fault apparently seems to, it doesn't make that horrible noise now when I turn it on. So, I know that one was dodgy. So, but let's just see what it reads. It's supposed to be 100 mic. In circuit leaky. How about that, eh? In circuit leaky. So that one was definitely faulty. I knew it was a capacitor because and the other one was too low, that's why it was still causing the motor bolting slightly, but that one was knackered. So given that they're all the same vintage, yeah, given that they're all the same vintage, I'm going to replace them. Now this one, can I get it off the transformer with the soldering iron? Oh, the bloody soldering iron's gone off. Oh, it's back on again. I'd love to say to you, I'm going to sort this fucking soldering iron out, but the problem is I can't. Because might even be a loose fucking pin in there. See, we're back on again now. Right. And it's not because of the temperature, it's got nothing to do with it. It's got nothing to do with that. It's an issue with the soldering iron itself. But so that's one capacitor sorted. This one is what value is this one here? And this is the tone one. This has got to do. This is in the tone circuit. 100 microfarad. So we need another one out of the 100 microfarad stash. I'm gonna have to start stocking up and all, you know. I'll start to run a bit low. There we go. 100 UF. See, I don't have to follow it under there. I can solder it up here. Not a problem, that. See, I can take it to here. But I can't, but I'll have to use that other end of it, so I've got to take it off. Pliers. I might have to get my other iron out tomorrow to get this problem sorted out with this one, because I mean, I have got standby irons. You know, it's, well, that weren't very clever, was it? I just broke that wire. So we can lift that capacitor out. There we go. Right. Pull that piece of wire, there we go. I'm going to use that. Oh yeah. Right. Right. I need the piece, I need that. Because I need to join it. There we go. Let's put a little hook on the end of it. Put a little hook on the capacitor, negative of the capacitor went this side. It did. Put a little J hook on it. It's just hold it really. There we go, that's one done. I have got an helping hand, but I don't know where it friggin' is to find it. In fact, let's have a quick look. It's not in there. It's in one of these drawers, I know that. Just don't know which one. Oh. Have a look in the top drawer. Because usually everything in the top drawer to do with soldering is in here. One of my crocodile clips is missing off this, but I still might be able to use it. Have a quick look, see my crocodile clips in the drawer. I've got it somewhere, because I won't have thrown it or dropped it, so it'll be in here somewhere. Just have a quick look while I'm in here, folks. They've even got a USB soldering iron. I've got another iron there, no plug. Oh, hang on, there, look at this. Little 18 watt iron there, with a plug on it. Should I need to bring it into service. So I've got, it's not like I'm short of soldering implements. That little USB iron's good. That's great, it's a great little iron for, you know, doing really light soldering work. It's no good for heavy stuff, absolutely, obviously not. But for doing really light stuff, it's an ideal iron. Anyway, we've got the helping hands. So, or part of it anyway, there's a croc clip missing off it, but that's no great issue because we go. Yeah. Now, and would have made sense to tin the end of that and all, wouldn't it? And these sometimes you're a lemon. So solder that back onto the transformer. There we go. Bring it round, twist it round there. See, the thing about these radios, the live on them, all the lives tend to go ground on them, so things were done differently back then. Right. I'll bend that down there. There we go. That's it. Solder that. Now let's test this one. Which figures that one, wasn't it? See, a couple of these might be okay, but the issue is they've been in there all them years, so why not just replace them? In circuit leaky. Yeah, 100 microfarad. Let's just double check this with this one in case I've tested the same one twice. Uh, 88.717 microfarad. Yeah. And 9%, 9.8 ohms. So let's see what it sounds like now I've changed them to. Let's just move any implement. Let's just turn it back on. That switch needs to be replaced. Let's give it a tap. Let's just turn the camera.
And the Lone Move part, the 5 Live. Astronomers had found 2 stars whose brightness was dimming unusually. There was what it's making to it.
Oh, I've got to solder that back down there, haven't I? The soldering iron's gone off again. I'm only replacing that one. So I'm having trouble with the iron, folks. Whoops. There we go. Right, so yeah, I'm having trouble with the iron. I'm only replacing them too. If I have to cut it, I want to just check the current draw now. The current draw now should have gone down because it was drawing excessive current earlier as well. It was drawing 3 milliamps. It should only draw 2, if that. So let's go back onto the oops. I need to sort of stand out for the meter as well. Alright, so connect the negative back up to the battery, and connect that one to there. With no volume, we're getting we're actually getting 13 milliamp. So I was wrong before. When I turn the volume up, it draws 36. So it was 36 before with no volume. My mistake. It was 36, and it's 13 with no volume. So but I'm not getting that motor bolting now when I check the milliamps. So obviously that's sorted that problem out, that capacitor. Obviously. I mean, I knew it was a capacitor. Knew damn well it was a capacitor. Because last time I used it appeared to work okay. And come to use it today and didn't, so let's connect the battery back up, and well, actually what I'll do, I'll put the radio back in the chassis now. Put it back in the chassis. Shift all this shit. Turn the soldering iron off. I need to check the time as well. 12:30. And that's 12:30 at night, folks, not 12:30 in the afternoon. 12:30 in the morning. Right. Put it back in the cabinet. Now, as you know, I repaired the cabinet earlier as well. And we appear to be pretty tight. And I'm hoping that the chassis is going to be nice and snug. Really, we want it as snug as possible. So what I'll do, I'll make sure we've got nothing in the way, which we haven't, we're okay. And just drop the chassis. The good thing about this, so I'm not putting any pressure on that transformer, pull the screw in the middle. Right. The good thing about this particular design is it goes together, is the chassis goes back into the radio nice and easy. I mean, and there are those of you that say, Andy, you should be using a Phillips screwdriver. You know, yeah, that's probably true, but this screwdriver fits snug into the screw, so that's good enough. I mean, at this time of the morning, who gives a fucking shit anyway? You know, we just, I mean, this time of the morning, you're just more interested. I mean, I'm really gasping for a cup of coffee. Really fancy a cup of coffee. I want a cup of coffee badly. But you know, still got distortion in this, but oops, there we go. Still got a little bit of distortion in it, but it probably didn't help me overdoing the volume. But at the end of the day, and this one is being a bit sticky. There we go. Whew, that's a bit on the tight side, that one. Let's just bring that back up again, because I need to make sure that all the screws are level. Otherwise the chassis will just pull the mounts back off again, and I'll check it from the point of view of everything in a minute. I could always undo it again. I just don't want to put any undue stress on it. Right, so we appear to be okay there. Yeah, they're about the level. What about the tuner? The tuning knob should be pretty much centre, which it isn't. So let's see if I can lift. See if I can lift the chassis up a bit. See if I can shift the whole chassis up just a little bit. Just bring the, well, that's as high as it will go. That's as high as it will go, so like it or not, the tuning knob's going on. There we go. Right, well, that's how it goes, and actually that's not bad. Yeah, that's better than what it was. And this is a nice radio. This is a 1957 model, because it's got these letters here are made out of metal. They're not made out of plastic like the later ones were. This is an original 57 one. Now I need to turn the dial all the way to there. I'll do. And close that in a bit. That's it. Just turn that, make sure that it's all the way around, that it's level. Yeah, that'll do. Push that down so it's, turn it round now so it's level. Turn that, because I like to make sure things are right. Try that now, because it was a bit unlevel. Must be catching somewhere, because I've set that there as level. I'm not catching the knob as I turn, not catching the dial as I turn it. But that's a try that. That'll do. And the knob goes, the notches, the flat bits that way. And push it. Yeah, that's it. See, this actually has felt pads on it. See, that dial moves anyway. It's level there, but not level on the other fucking. I can't fucking work shit out, me folks. Anyway, let's put the battery back on and. That's clipped on nicely for a change. Put the battery into its there. Pop the battery in. I'm not going to put the back on it yet because I'm taking the battery back out because I want it for my granddad controller.
Por los artistas como sin fundar ahora mismo.
So mine was a ginger beer.
Changing that capacitor has actually improved it because there was never any stations down that end. There we go.
Who is to sign a player or get a deal over the line. I sympathise with owners and managers and all of that. It's an
And this station here is always distorted.
Short, concise. Dad, I haven't.
I only ever get Radio 4 on. Just saw that switch out. I only ever get Radio 4 on long wave.
And the
But
let you know, it pretty much word for word as I said last week.
There we go, folks. One repaired TR-82C. Now, where's the back? The recommended batteries for this receiver, recommended radio replacement batteries for this receiver are Everready PP9, Drydex DT9 or Vidor T609 or locally available equivalents. It's got the name of a radio set dealer in there as well. And that, my friends, is my TR-82. I'm actually going to leave the battery in because I'm not using the Gram Deck at the moment. So I'm going to leave this battery in, and why is that not? That's not fitting on properly, that. I just hate it if you can't get the back on right. Right. Well, the chassis is in right. So what have we got that's causing an obstruction? The speaker wire that's always gone there. It's not the battery. That's it. That's it, just needed putting in position properly. And that goes down to there. There we go. Are we down all the way around? Yeah. We're on all the way around, and how about that, folks? I give you the Bosch 82, the Bosch TR-82C. All done. That's, apart from that daft on off switch.
This is Key 2,
Where the greatest hits live.
Better not do too much of that, you'll all think I'm enjoying myself. But I do like Bob Marley, I will admit. I do like reggae music, absolutely. Yeah, it's nice and relaxing. And before anybody wonders, no, I don't smoke hashish. No, don't even smoke cigarettes. I used to smoke cigs. Anyway, get this video uploaded for you now, folks. This is the TR-82 done. Yes, you can go back where it lives, in the front room, and I can use it again because I've got two radios like this. I've got this one, and I've also got the even rarer MB60. This one outperforms the MB60 But there again, the MB60 could probably do with a recap. And it's a valve one as well, as you probably know, the MB60. You know, in fact, after they took the MB60 out of production, I think the reason why they carried on with this is they probably had that many cases left. So they thought, well, you know, let's make a hideously large, comically large transistor radio. And, you know, and I think, to be honest with you, I think this is a brilliant radio, it's a brilliant design. And it's a classic design, it's a British design. And, you know, there we go. I've got a little Dansette gem as well, you know. That's got issues. I can't remember where or what with, but it's got issues. You know, when I say issues, what I really mean is it don't bloody work. It used to work well, but last time I tried it, it didn't work, so that might be the next subject on the bench, we'll see. Anyway, so in this video I got the case done, and I got the chassis done. So, you know, I didn't replace all the capacitors, because I'm having a bit of trouble with the soldering iron, as you know, and I couldn't be bothered getting my standby iron out and messing about, so I just did what needed to be done, and I've rectified the problem. The radio now works, and until next time, folks, thank you very much for watching, and please subscribe if you want to, hit the like button, hit the dislike button, who really cares? You know, at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but I prefer if you hit the like button. See you later, folks. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.